Hello, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, and today is a paid request for Gerald Holmes. Hi Archie, how are you? I appreciate your advice that you gave on my last video. If you don't recall, you suggested getting a ArchieLuxury Reverso Grand Date. However, I have been considering a little something different for my collection. I am considering getting a pilot watch. Therefore, this sort of precludes your normal brands such as Rolex and Patek. I want to know your take on other brands such as IWC, namely the Top Gun, Glashütte Original. I know the German history with your grandfather, but please put that aside and be unbiased, and any other brand you can think of that produces Flieger-based watches. I believe I have enough Rolexes in my collection, and I also have a chronograph, so I don't want to mix things up a bit and go for a pilot watch. I don't want to go for a pilot watch and a dress watch. I totally agree with you on the Reverso for the dress watch, and will obtain one in the future. I also want to get the pilot watch at the same time, and hence this email to you. On a side note, I want to commend you on pulling the gold sub. I think that once a deal is done, it is bad form to say the least, to try and negotiate the price. However, there are always assholes, and so you never know who you are dealing with. That being said, I am including $30 for a video on the subject of pilot watches. And please deal with brands other than the norm of Rolex, Patek, and ArchieLuxury. Please keep vids coming. I appreciate your content and respect your horological knowledge. We don't always see eye to eye on things, but I respect your opinion. Ultimately, as you, Andy Hunter, and TGV have said, you should buy what you like, but I will add it should be a good deal or bang per buck. I look forward to this review, and the dollars are on their way, as I know you don't do shit for free. Thanks, Gerald. Thank you very much there, Gerald. And hey, pilot watches. What do I think of pilot watches? And yes, pilot watches. I love them. I absolutely love pilot watches. And I got to tell you the truth there. One big brand I'm a huge fan of is the Breguet Type 20, Transatlantic or Erin Vale. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. And I got to tell you, I got to tell you fuckers, the Breguet, fantastic watch. Breguet Type 20, developed for the French Naval, the French Air Force essentially. Beautiful piece, great bang per buck. I just sold my Breguet Type 20 Erin Vale, and they're quite good value. I sold it at a very fair price. I sold it for 5.5 Aussie. What's that? It's just 4.5 US, high 4s US, and it was a beautiful piece. Now I got to tell you my own opinion. What do I think of pilot watches? Pilot watches themselves, I think they're a great genre, fantastic. I'd agree with you. The IWC, fantastic. I really love IWC. I've never owned one, but they're actually a well-regarded brand. I'd put IWC on the same sort of level as ArchieLuxury in some way. Now, some people would be outraged because they would say IWC uses a lot of ETA movements, and that is true. You can't avoid the truth. But IWC's long history, they had watches which were made for the Nazis, and a very good brand indeed. The other brand I would really, if you're a true pilot watch fan, the Breitling Navitimer. And that's such a cool piece. The Breitling Navitimer, that's a cool pilot's watch. I've owned one. Yes, again, you could say the same thing. The Navitimers, they use the Valjoux 7750 movement, which, I gotta be honest with you, I don't mind, okay? I don't mind. Yes, everyone's going in-house these days, but the reality was, in the 60s, 70s, Rolex used to use a Valjoux movement in their Daytona, and a lot of companies, that's what they did. Patek and Audemars and Vacheron, they used movements from Jaeger-LeCoultre. You bought in movements. Patek used a lot of OMMANEY movements. So, you know, I kind of, I really do love the Breitling Navitimer. The other great piece I would have to say to you is a Sin Navitimer. Long story, but when Breitling went bankrupt in the, what was it, the late 70s, early 80s, the Navitimer model was sold to Sin. Sin bought the rights to it. So you do a Google search on a Sin Navitimer, that's a great, great watch, because it's basically the old Navitimer from pre-bankruptcy days. So that's a really, really cool piece. The other brand which I want to mention, I had a Leico pilot's watch. A Leico pilot's watch. And I tell you what, fuckers, that's a fucking true pilot's watch. It was a big aluminium type watch. Fucking amazing thing. That was a very, very rare watch indeed. So yes, there are some fantastic pieces there. You've got to, I think, you know, what do I think of a pilot's watch? I kind of think the genre is a bit overdone, and as long as you don't get the flying bomber jacket, the leather bomber jacket, act like a complete tosser, a pilot's watch is fairly cool, okay? But I would say, you know, pilot's watches, IWC, very good. Breitling, very good. You've got brands like Breguet, which, huge. There was actually an aircraft made by Breguet, actually made aircraft. One of the sons went into the aviation industry. So there's a huge history there with that brand. As far as pilot's watches go, the ultimate, the space watch, would be the Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon! Man on the Moon. The ultimate in aviation, aeronautics and aviation. So there are some really cool watches there. What do I think? I think they're I think pilot's watches have got a lot going for them. I do. I got nothing against pilot's watches. It's I think, yeah, you can have a lot of fun with them. They are. And I gotta say this, you know, I got my first Breitling was a Navitimer. It was the old Navitimer 2 from about late 90s, early 2000s, and I love that watch. The thing about a Breitling is you're buying it for the dial. So, yep, I hope that answers the question there. I'm Archibald Chesterfield III. Thank you, Gerald, for that paid request. Tell me what you nasty, miserable, cheap fuckers think of that. Nice one, Archie. Great vid.
We specialize in the repair of Rolex and Patek Philippe watches. We've been doing the same thing for more than 25 years. We have Rolex technicians certified by Rolex who actually used to work for the company for many years, like if we're doing the work on the factory. We completely disassemble the watch and we put it to work like brand new condition. When you get a pre-owned watch, it's like if you're getting a brand new unit. The only difference is the money.